Hello everybody, welcome once again for another Facebook Live here at ADJ. My name is Jose Heredia, thanks for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about a brand new product. This is the Mega Hex Bar. Sorry, Mega Hex Par. Par, not a bar, it's a par. And we're really excited about this product because one, it's one of the most affordable hex products we have available. Yes, for a simple $99, you can own this par that contains six colors, six basic colors. We're talking about red. Let me show you the colors first of all. So let's turn off this fade. We got red, we got green, we got blue, we got white, we have amber, and we have UV. And so what that means is that those six colors are individual diodes in each of the individual LEDs that are located in the face of the product. Each one of these LEDs contains a 1 watt color. In total, we're talking about 6 watts per LED, and there's 5 LEDs on the face of the fixture. It is a very lightweight design, and you could use this for practically anything. We're talking about stages, we're talking about clubs, we're talking about DJs, mobile applications, theatrical applications. The possibilities are endless. And what's even better is that not only can you buy it individually, you could buy it in a 4-pack, which is this right here. This is the bag that the pack comes in. Each box contains 4 Mega Hex Pars. The bag, which will allow you to fit 4 products individually, 4 Mega Hex packs. It has 2 accessory compartments, which contains your remote, your IR transmitter, your manual, and of course any other accessories you may have, like clamps if you want to put clamps in there. On the other side, it contains another kind of like accessory slot here, which also comes with 4 DMX cables and 4 IEC power cables. So it gives you everything you need to start off a very basic 4-par lighting system. And it's transportable, so you can take it anywhere, and it gets you off and going. So altogether, with 4 Mega Hex Pars, the bag, the wires, and the added manual will run you for $399. So that's $400 for 4 Mega Hex Pars compared to 1 Mega Hex Par for $99, which is $100. So in essence, you're paying for the 4 Mega Hex Pars with the bag and accessories for practically for free. So it's a really great deal for those of you who are starting out with your uplighting, or maybe lighting for your facade or DJ event table, or any type of lighting for events and permanent installation. This is a really great par fixture. So let's go deep into what the par fixture has in the back here. I'm going to unplug it from its DMX. I have it running via Airstream DMX Bridge with my iPad, so I could literally pick this up and be able to walk away and pick the colors and program it. We'll show you that in a little bit, but I wanted to give you a tour of the back so that you could see what's going on. So in the back here, we have our lay flat design, which allows you to plug in your wires on either side of the fixture while the fixture is laying flat on its back. So here we go. Sorry about the mess, guys. So you could take off the dual yoke bracket and lay it flat so that it shoots straight up in the air, and it has 4 rubber feet so it won't scratch the body of the fixture. On either side you have DMX inputs and outputs, and you have your IEC input and output. In the back of the fixture itself, you have a 4 LED digit display along with 4 buttons that allow you to navigate through the menu. And the menu has many options. You can press the mode button, and this is a really cool feature of almost all of our ADJ products, is that the menu is locked out by default. After a certain amount of time, the menu will not allow you to hit anything because of accidental button presses, which is a feature we built in so that keeps your light safe from, you know, somebody hitting it or hitting the button by accident. So the way to circumvent that is you hit the mode button for a few seconds, and once you see this little light turn on, that means your menu is activated and you can now activate your menu. And within the menu there are many different options. We were just in DMX mode. Now we're into slave mode, and that's a really easy way to program the lights, where you can set one to be the slave, daisy chain them via DMX cable, and set the other one, the other fixtures in slave mode. You could run a manual color mode, which allows you to individually pick which colors at which intensities you want, and there are a total of 6 colors. You can go into sound mode or sound active mode or show mode. There are different show modes that allow you different color combinations depending on your situation, and you could pick which show modes you like. You can go into auto fade mode, so you could pick which colors you want the fade to go through and what speed the fade you want it to go. And of course you got 63 individual color presets, so if you really can't dial in a specific color, we have 63 colors that we've picked out for you that you could scroll up and down to pick the right color for your event. And of course you do have other options such as dimming curve control. You have what does the fixture do when the DMX is turned off, and of course back to the DMX mode, and there are 6 distinct DMX modes. We're running this particular fixture in a very simple 6-channel DMX mode. That means each one of the colors can be individually accessed via DMX for all of the fixtures that we have here. So this is a real simple par fixture, one of our most affordable hex par fixtures right now, available for $100. You could take this home and get started with your hex color library. I know there's different par fixtures out there. There's RGB, there's RGBA and RGBW. This one is a hex par, which means you have 6 total colors. And once again, these colors include the basic red right here. You have your green, you have your blue, you have your white. Now white is a very important color because for the most part, it's very hard to achieve a true white with a simple RGB par can. You can get a white, but it's not a true white. I like to call that kind of white a pearl because it's a mixture of red, a green, and blue to achieve that white, so you don't get a very pure white. And let's say I were assigned to light up a stage, and the director tells me, you know, I need some white light directed towards my talent. Well, I can choose this white light, and depending on the director's choice, I can add a little bit of blue to cool that white up. So as you can see, or behind me, I could add a little bit of blue to make it a little bit cooler if I wanted to, or I could back it up and add a little red or amber to warm it up a little bit to make it a nice little warm tone. Let's add a little bit of amber to see if we can warm that up. And that way we can have a little bit more of a warm white type of scenario. So white is very important for all sorts of situations. Also, to kind of give you pastel colors. So if you're doing, let's say, a wedding and they want a baby blue, you could add a blue to the white, and that would kind of give you a nice baby blue look. And I could decrease the white to kind of deepen that blue up a little bit if I wanted to. So white is very important. The next color would be amber. So amber is another color that's kind of very hard to achieve with a simple RGB par fixture. The amber allows you to have sort of like a deep, rich orange. And with the amber, I could combine it with other colors to kind of come up with a cool color combination. I always like to add blue in there for this weird kind of clammy look. Or I could add a red for a nice deep orange. So that is a really special color. And moving along, we have our last color, which is UV. And the UV looks like this. You know what? I didn't come prepared. I don't usually have my putty with UV here, but this is a very nice deep UV. Hopefully we can have something that shows how deep the UV is. But believe me, it is a nice UV. So that comes in handy for all sorts of things. For one, you can have a situation where you're doing an 80s theme party or a neon party or a glow party. These UV fixtures or UV color will definitely come in handy. Also to kind of warm up a certain color. So let's say if you have a red, you can add a red to that UV and it gives you a very dark pink. And so we do have that color in the back. So to achieve those hot pinks, definitely want to have that UV in there to kind of warm it up and saturate a little bit more. So looks like we might have some questions. If you do have some questions, go ahead and post them up there. Yes?
Is there any way to use barn doors with this?
No, this is really not a fixture for barn door use. This is a very economical entry-level hex par fixture so that you guys can go ahead and get used to the hex products if you're not familiar with hex products. And so barn doors are not an optional accessory at this point. We do have other products like our 5P hex, 12P hex, and 18P hex that can be barn door accessorized, if you want to call it. We do have those fixtures out there. Those are a little bit more money, which will allow you to have barn doors in them. So this one's a much more affordable option for you and more of an entry-level par fixture.
Can you repeat the price?
The price for this particular 1 unit par is $99. So the Mega Hex Par is $99. That's $100. And we do have a 4-pack available, which is $399. That contains 4 of these Mega Flat Pars or Mega Hex Pars. And it includes accessories like 4 IC cables, 4 DMX cables. It also includes the remote, the IR remote, and the IR transmitter. By the way, the remote is also available on the individual Mega Hex Par. So even if you buy one of these, the remote will be included in the box, which is this one right here. I'll go ahead and open it up for you. See, we've now turned into this unboxing video. So here's the remote. And the remote is really cool because it allows you to dial in specific colors, allows you to do strobing and dimming and standby. The standby mode is simply just turning off the fixture. You hit the standby again and it'll turn back on. You can do color sequences, so if you want to do a specific color, you could hit the button and it has a number pad and each individual number is a corresponding color. So it's a really cool feature to have if you're not wanting to program it via DMX. You know, you can send the IR remote signal, the infrared travels from the transmitter to the receiver in front of the fixture, and you can send that signal individually to each light, or you could daisy chain the lights together, send that signal to the first light, and all the lights will correspond to that particular color in master slave mode. So a very efficient way to be able to control multiple lights at the same time. Looks like we have another question.
Joe Mini Carter, what program are you running with the iPad?
Oh, great question. Thank you so much, Joe Carter. What program am I running with the iPad? Well, folks, we are running my Airstream DMX Bridge, or the Airstream DMX app, which is a very cool app to be able to run any kind of DMX fixture via wireless DMX. And the way it works is I use this device, which is the Airstream DMX Bridge, and it has 2 antennas. One of the antennas is sending and receiving signals via wireless Wi-Fi signal that the iPad or iOS device, like your iPhone, can use to communicate. It's almost like a wireless router. The other antenna is using Wi-Fi signals, which is a proprietary wireless signal that we use to communicate to wireless fixtures in our ADJ library of fixtures. We have so many products that are Wi-Fi enabled, and what you can do is being able to send your signal, DMX signal, without any wires to a variety of products. And that is a great way to control your lighting without the use of wires. In this case, however, because this particular product does not have Wi-Fi, I'm sending the Wi-Fi signal straight DMX cable. So it's a traditional DMX cable, and I have it daisy chained from this fixture to these fixtures back here. So they're all within the same line. And the Airstream DMX allows me to program these fixtures individually or as a group, being able to control the DMX channels individually. So we're running a very simple 6-channel DMX mode, which allows me to control all 6 colors. I can control the red, I can control the UV, I can control the blue. Yeah, let's put this in front of it. How about this, like that? So I have my blue channel, and I could adjust the intensity of the blue. I can change the intensity of the green, if you will. And this one might be wonked out of service, so let's go ahead and put it back into DMX mode. And here, oh, sorry to blast that in your camera. All right, so here we go. We're back on DMX mode for this one and all the other ones, so I could bring down the intensity of the green if I wanted to, or combine colors, which is the beauty of having hex colors. Your palette would definitely open up to trillions of colors based on the combination of the colors that you choose. So if I wanted like a cyan, I combine blue and green together, or I could back down on the blue to kind of come up with a different color. And every little change changes the color intensity of the light. Let's say I wanted to clear that up. I love the color on that, but I wanted a little bit more lighter. I can adjust the color using another color, such as white, to kind of give it a pastel color. Now, the Airstream DMX would also give me a way to pick a color using a color picker. So here we have sort of like a swatch or kind of like a color picker selector. So if as soon as I hit the button, I can go ahead and pick the color. Now what I could do is we have 3 additional colors that is not available in the color picker that I could back down from or add. We have amber, white, and UV. So I'm going to bring down the white so I can get more of a pure color. So I could start in the red and make it go lighter. I could go to green and make that go lighter, or any other color within the color picker to really dial in a specific color. So if your client comes to you at the event and she says, I need a baby blue or an emerald green or the Tiffany blues, which is always a little bit more difficult to get. So you can really dial in, and because color is a little bit more subjective, you can dial in that color and she finds the color that you want. Oh, that's it, boom. You want to do is save it, and we have about 25 slots that you can save your colors, or actually more slots that you can save the colors, but these are available. I'm going to go ahead and select this one, number 13, as an empty slot. I can name that color. Let's call it the wedding color, or wedding. Let's see if we can do that. W-E-D-D. Where's my D? D-D. I'm trying to type this upside down. Wedding. Thank you. And then I could even move to the next slot, where is my option to specifically pick the color of the button so that they kind of match. I find a match if I like that, or I can move it around and then move and select the name of the actual button. So that's going to be wedding as well, W-E-D-D, there's wedding right there. And then we could save that. We're going to double save it just so that we know we're good. I'll write that file, click OK, and then now go back, and now it's been saved. And now when I go to my saved buttons, I have it right here in hand, so that when the client comes, I could activate it or deactivate it depending on the situation, or during the party I could play around with the different colors and be able to quickly and easily go to individual colors depending on my programming. So great question, guys. Airstream DMX Bridge run you about $300, which is the price of the unit of this box right here. However, the app is totally free, so you can play with it before you buy it and see if it's right for you. We have another question. Tomas Tobis, hello.
What is the difference between the Mega Hex Par and the 5P Hex?
What is the difference
Except price
between...
and power of diode.
Yeah, so Mega Hex Par and the 5P Hex are different in several ways. The biggest way is the body, the way the body is built. This is a plastic case design, which is much lighter than the 5P Hex. The 5P Hex has an aluminum body design. It's a metal body, so it does add a little bit of weight. However, it's a little bit more robust for the road. So if you are a production company and do hundreds of events throughout the year, the body of the 5P Hex may be a little bit more attractive to kind of maintain your products in tip-top shape. This may not take the rigors of the road as much because of its plastic design. That doesn't mean it's not heavy duty. It's just plastic is a little bit more fragile than a metal body design. And also the price. The 5PX is a little bit, just a tiny bit, a little bit more than the Mega Hex Par. So great question, guys. Although they look almost the same. Do we have another question? Thank you very much for tuning in if you're just watching us.
John Torgerson, why are the remote receivers always on the front?
Why are the remote receivers always in the front? John Torgerson, thanks for asking that question. Well, simply put, it is probably the best way to receive the IR signal because of the way the lighting is set up in your particular need. So if you're doing uplighting, that light's going to be on the floor and the light's going to be facing up. And your IR signal is going to be probably from where you're standing to the DJ booth or maybe in an aisle or a hallway or in a room. So you're going to want to be able to have the best way, unobstructed view of the signal. So that's why it's probably best to have it in front rather than behind or from the side. Also, if you're hanging this from a truss or a T-bar, those lights are going to be pointing down towards the audience, and it's very simple for you as the lighting designer to be able to point that IR remote directly to the fixture. I have it right here. Ooh, I put it back. So it's very easy for me to just point it down here and point it at one fixture to turn it off individually. Oh, I have it upside down. Just like that. Or if it's up on a truss, I could just turn it off like that. So it's just a matter of convenience and ease of use. Yes, another question.
Sean Payson, does the app work as a DMX controller for the few non-ADJ lights I have?
Sean Payson, the question is, will the Airstream app work as a DMX controller for the very few products that you have? Yes, it will.
Non-ADJ.
Non-ADJ, sorry, non-ADJ products. It will work on any DMX product out there regardless of the manufacturer. It doesn't matter if it's ADJ or any of our lighting competitors, as long as it will take the DMX protocol, the 512 DMX protocol, it will work as long as you know how to manually adjust your DMX settings on your fixture. Depending on your fixture, some fixtures are a little bit older and have dip switches, versus the newer fixtures have an LCD menu display that you can manually adjust the DMX settings and change the DMX channels. As long as you can do that, you can use any non-ADJ DMX fixture. Yes?
Steve Porter, how sensitive are they to sound on sound active mode?
Steve Porter, is there sound active mode available? Is that the question?
He wants to know how sensitive they are.
Oh, how sensitive they are. Well, let's give it a try. I have this one right here, and we could set it on sound active. I'm going to hit the mode button several times. There we go. We're going to go on sound active. And so there is this optional menu. If I hit setup again, this will allow me to change the sound sensitivity, hello, up to, let's say, 16. So it could be more sensitive, or if I go to 1, it'll probably be least sensitive, or vice versa. But you could adjust that. That is totally adjustable to your preference, depending on how you like it. I would suggest having somewhere in the middle or maybe to the lower point to kind of pick up more of the lower frequencies, more of the bass, rather than highs, because the highs tend to tick or click much more frequent than the lows. And you don't want that light to be just blinding you with different colors during a party if you're doing a dance set. However, you may be a little bit different. So I kind of go with a more of a lower frequency range, so less sensitivity, so that it only picks up the bass. It looks like this is the super sensitive one. Let's see if we switch it. Here we go. And it probably won't pick up my voice if we do the opposite. So from 1, we're going to do 16, and see, it's not picking up my voice. It'll probably pick up my clap, but not my voice. So the settings from 1 to 16, 16 being the least sensitive, and number 1 being the most sensitive. So great questions, guys. I'm glad that we get to show you physically here during our Facebook Live. Another question.
Ralph Nagreet would like to know pricing again.
Ralph, would you like to know pricing? I'm sure everybody does. So in a nutshell, the Mega Hex Par is $199, which is one fixture. 99. Why do I keep saying $199? It is $99, not $199. So that would be one fixture, this one right here. We do sell them individually, and that would be $99 or about $100. And we do have the optional Mega Flat Hex Pack, which contains 4 Mega Pars, Mega Hex Pars. And the pack contains the bag, 4 DMX cables, 4 IC power cables, and of course your remote, and that is $399. So essentially you're buying 4 of them for $400, but if you look at it, you're getting the pack and accessories, the bag and accessories for practically for free. So that's already included in the pack itself. But those are 2 individual SKUs, if you will, 2 individual products. We got the individual par and the par pack. So when you ask for it, you have to make sure that either you're getting the par or the bag set, pack individually. Of course, we prefer you to get the par pack because it has everything you need. So even if you just need 1 or 2, get the pack, and you have 2 extra that you could use for other options, or just to have as extra lighting accessories, and you get the bag that you can carry. And this bag is very sturdy, has a padded inside, and you can protect your investment. Other questions out there, guys? Keep them coming. Glad you can join us. Let's see if I could log in there and see who's...
General question, what would you use this par for?
This par, you can use it for a variety of options. If it were up to me, I do a lot of weddings. I would love to see this pack as my lighting, my event facade, as my backdrop for the DJ wherever I'm set up, as an optional uplighting package because of a mobile DJ. However, you can use these in theatrical applications. Just the pack itself is plenty of light for maybe a stage show, a band, a production company, a rental house. So you can rent the whole pack to customers on a weekly or daily basis for all sorts of things. Bowling alley or maybe a club can install these and be able to create some really cool light shows because of the hex colors. So there's a variety of applications for the mobile DJ. You can have these as dance floor lighting. I love LED par cans as dance floor lighting because they provide a good wash. The beam angle on this is 25 degrees, so it gives you a very standard degree field, which is ideal for dancing. You want a good, nice coverage. But a really great way to be almost any kind of lighting tool. So it's almost like a Swiss Army knife of the lighting industry. A very affordable Swiss Army knife. I have a Swiss Army knife, and they're very expensive. Any other questions?
They asked what the beam angle was. You answered it already.
Yes, the beam angle, 25 degrees, and that's really quite good. As you can see behind me, that's a pretty good beam angle. You don't want it too skinny because they're not beam fixtures, and you don't want it too wide because then that will lessen the potency of the light. And really great way to use it as uplighting, as dance floor wash, all sorts of things, even of event facade. Looks like we got another question.
Antonio Rendon, do you have a sales rep in the Texas
Antonio Rendon, do we have a sales rep in the Texas Valley? We have probably a lot of sales reps or dealers, which we call. If you visit our website, adj.com, and if you find on our page, probably in the upper right-hand corner, there's a dealer locator. If you type in your state or your zip code or your city, it will give you a list of available dealers within a certain distance where you put that in. And you can change that distance from 5 miles to 50 miles. So if you type it in your location, you'll be able to find a dealer near you that can help you out. And we have a lot of dealers that are ready to take your order and deliver these products to you right away. And of course, we have dealers available online. A simple Google search will find you dealers that are available online as well. Good questions, guys. I love them. Keep them coming. Any comments so far? How was your Halloween? Was it good? We just came off a great Halloween yesterday, and believe me, we used a lot of UV last night. As a matter of fact, we used a lot of strobe functions on our fixtures. We have several fixtures, and the strobe came in handy. And luckily, this particular fixture can do both. You can do strobing on a particular color, or you could just use the UV to be able to use that phosphorescence UV reactive paint on whatever object you may have. If it's a creepy spider or maybe a horror-looking poster. So a great way to use the UV.
Can we demo some of the colors with the UV if I turn off the light? Like
Yeah.
the pinks and the
Great idea. Yeah, so our lighting programmer is going to turn off the lights. We're going to go ahead and showcase our different color palettes. And so we're going to start off with the basic stuff. You got red, green, blue, white, amber, and UV. And that UV is going to appear dimmer than usual than the other colors, and that's because it's giving off more of an invisible ultraviolet light, which can only be appreciated if we had something that was a little bit more reflective. Unfortunately, I don't have anything that has reflective. What's that?
Bernal suggested your ID.
My ID. Oh, yeah. Great idea. So here's a California ID that has a UV element in it. If you can see here, I have my picture that is encoded into the ID that has kind of like a way to protect the identification. So that's a great way. Maybe in the back here. Oh, there's, nope, just in the front here. That's a great way. So it's invisible during daylight, regular light, but if I put it in front of a UV light, then it just kind of pops out. So that's a really great benefit of the UV. So let me show you some color combinations that would work great with UV. I'm going to go ahead and hit my slider here.
hot pink's the biggest.
Hot pink is the biggest one that is so hard to achieve on a regular RGB light. Look at that color saturation. If you're doing quinceañeras, sweet 16 parties, bar mitzvahs, hot pink is your color that is really trending right now, and you're going to want that UV to kind of bring that red out. If I add a blue, which will give us kind of like a purple, that UV will also come in handy. What if I back down from the red and just have the blue and UV? That'll give us a very deeper blue. Comparing the UV without, so here's without the UV. What if we add a little bit of amber to the UV? Here's amber, and here's the UV. Will give us this little clammy color. I don't know what this color is called. Salmon. Great color name, salmon. Look at that. And then let's do the lime green. Let's add green to the UV, and you get a nice lime green for those Cinco de Mayo parties, or if you're doing a lime festival in some foreign country. Great job. And of course, the white is also a very powerful tool. If you want to get that green and give it a nice pastel color, we just add a little bit of the white to the color. Same thing with the red and the blue. I'm going to back down from the green and add the red. That's a nice, very light pink. If we add blue and remove the red, of course, now we get a light blue. And I could adjust that white depending on my situation to add a little bit of depth in saturation. If I add the amber, same thing. It'll warm things up or cool things up. So it's your choice. There's literally trillions and trillions of color combinations with these 6 colors. Much more than your RGB LED color par cans.
How would the UV in the hex pack mix with the Echo UV plus IR? Would it be a big noticeable difference?
Wow, that's a pretty big question.
Ron Newman.
Ron Newman, thank you very much for your question. How would the Mega Hex Par compare with
How would the pack mix with the Echo UV plus IR?
Echo UV plus IR? So this past Halloween weekend, I did a school dance and I used an Eco UV bar, not the plus. It's just the same thing but without the DMX control and the IR control. And I used also a Revo 3, but what you would do is use them both in combination. Of course, your Eco UV bar plus will emit more of an invisible UV light, and if you add the colors of the Mega Hex Par, you could complement those invisible blue or UV that's coming out of the product with other colors. So it would probably complement depending on how you would use it. However, if you're looking for a way to add more potency to your UV, the UV on the Mega Hex Par will definitely come in handy. Hopefully that answered your question.
Last question.
Last question.
Is that software to change colors included in the package?
Is the software included in the package with the Mega Hex Par? It is not. That's a different, entirely different product. The app itself is totally free on the iOS App Store. You can download it on your phone or on your iPad and be able to play with it. However, it is an additional cost to add the box or add the Airstream DMX Bridge, this device right here. This device will allow you to connect your iPad to your fixtures, whether they're wireless or not. Right now, we're using a non-wireless DMX link. So from my iPad to the Airstream DMX Bridge is wireless, and I could pick this up and be able to control my lights. Let's see, I can change the color without even being near the Airstream DMX Bridge and connected via cable. Now, the Airstream DMX Bridge is connected to the light via DMX cable, so that's the only thing. But if you have a Wi-Fi enabled device, you could have everything wireless. So that is an additional $300 for your investment if you want the Airstream DMX Bridge. And I have one. It's a really great tool. Thanks a lot for your questions, guys. And thanks a lot for tuning in and watching our presentation of the brand new Mega Hex Par and the Mega Flat Hex Pack. Both of them are available pretty soon. I think they're shipping already. Shipping already, and they should be in stores, if not now, then in the next couple weeks. So call your dealer, visit them at their store, stop by and say hello, or order them online, and you should be getting them very soon. Great product, affordable, and very inexpensive if you want to get into hex products, and I know you guys want to get into hex products. So you could also visit our website at adj.com for more information about this product and many other products, and you could also follow us on social media. Of course, you're watching us now on Facebook. We have a YouTube channel with product videos. We have Instagram and Snapchat with the latest on products as well. So on behalf of myself and our staff here, I'd like to thank you for watching us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody.